You're now watching Q News. Here are the top stories for this hour. Starting off with Gaza continuing to face a dire humanitarian crisis. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has met today with Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez in Madrid. The two leaders held talks focused on reconstruction of Gaza, reaffirming their commitment to ensuring Palestinians remain on their land and a two-state solution is implemented. President al-Sisi stressed the urgent need for full implementation of the ceasefire agreement, the continuation of prisoner exchange, and the delivery of critical humanitarian aid to Gaza. He reiterated Egypt's commitment to supporting the creation of a Palestinian state and advancing the early recovery and relief efforts in Gaza. Prime Minister Sanchez expressed Spain's strong opposition to the displacement of Palestinians and emphasized Spain's support for Egypt's plan for Gaza's reconstruction. He also pledged full support for the upcoming Arab summit in Egypt, which will address the rebuilding of Gaza while ensuring the Palestinian their rights remain protected. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has stated that residents of Gaza should have the option to leave the enclave if they choose to do so. Speaking at an event in the occupied Jerusalem, he endorsed U.S. President Donald Trump's proposal for Gaza, calling it right on the dot. The remarks come amid ongoing tensions in the region as discussions continue over the future of Gaza and its residents. Israeli opposition leader Yair Lapid has strongly criticized Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's government, calling it responsible for Israel's worst disaster in history. Speaking in the occupied Jerusalem, Lapid said that the government has harmed security, the economy, and politics. He also warned that the opposition will persist in its efforts to oust Netanyahu and expressed fears that Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich's resignation threats could derail the next phase of the ceasefire agreement. The United Arab Emirates has reiterated its rejection of any attempts to displace Palestinians. UAE President Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan made the remarks during a meeting with U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, stressing that Gaza's reconstruction should lead to a comprehensive peace based on a two-state solution. He also warned against further regional escalation. Israeli occupation forces have intensified their military operations in Tulkarm and its refugee camps, deploying reinforcements and conducting raids in multiple neighborhoods. According to the Palestinian news agency Wafa, Israeli troops stormed several homes and detained multiple Palestinians, including displaced individuals from Nur al-Shams refugee camp. Palestinian presidential spokesperson Nabil Abu Rudaina has warned that Israel's ongoing military operations in the West Bank, especially in Jenin and Tulkarm, pose a severe threat to the Palestinian territories. He further called on the U.S. administration to intervene and stop Israeli attacks, rejecting any plans for displacement or an alternative homeland. China has further emphasized that Gaza and the West Bank are the homeland of the Palestinian people and should not be used as a bargaining chip in political negotiations. Speaking at the United Nations Security Council, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi reaffirmed Beijing's support for a two-state solution. His remarks come amid international criticism of U.S. President Donald Trump's recent proposal for the United States to take over Gaza and relocate its residents. Wang underscored China's stance on upholding Palestinian sovereignty and urged the global community to support lasting peace in the region. China has dispatched its first batch of emergency humanitarian aid to Gaza, with 12,000 food parcels departing from Jordan. The shipment is part of a 60,000 parcel relief effort to be delivered in 6 phases through the Jordan Hashemite charity organization. Once in Gaza, it will be distributed by the World Food Programme, the Palestine Red Crescent, and other aid groups. Chinese Ambassador to Jordan, Chen Shandong, reaffirmed Beijing's commitment to supporting Palestinians, pledging continued assistance and advocacy for a political resolution. This concludes our top stories for this hour. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more updates here on Q News.